Hi, and thank you for joining me for this Daisy Square Crochet pattern. For my pattern I used a DK weight yarn and a 3.5mm crochet hook. You can use any yarn weight you want with a suitable hook, and you can make it really any size you want. Okay, so let's start. I'm starting with a magic ring. You can also start by chaining 4 and slip stitching into the last chain and then create a ring. So now we will chain 1 and work 8 half double crochet stitches into the ring. Then pull the ring tight and slip stitch into the first half double crochet stitch. Now we're going to change color, so before you finish the last stitch, the slip stitch, you would want to cut the yarn and finish the stitch with the next color. Okay, so for round 2 we will start by chaining 4 and then we will work a 3 treble cluster stitch into the same stitch that we last slip stitch into. So to make the 3 treble cluster stitch, yarn over twice, then insert the hook into the stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, then yarn over and pull the yarn through 2 loops, then yarn over again and pull the yarn through another 2 loops. Now repeat 2 times. So we will have 3 treble stitches. Now to finish the stitch, when we have 4 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull the yarn through all loops. Now that we have these 3 treble cluster stitch and the 4 chain in the beginning, it counts as 1 4 treble cluster stitch. Now we will chain 3 and work a 4 treble cluster stitch into the next stitch. So yarn over twice, again insert the hook into the stitch, yarn over and pull the yarn, then yarn over and pull the loop through 2 loops, and again yarn over and pull the yarn through another 2 loops. Now repeat 3 more times, so you will have 4 treble stitches. Now with 5 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull the yarn through. Okay, so let's continue. Now we will chain 2 and work another 4 treble cluster stitch into the next half double crochet stitch. Then chain 3 and work another cluster stitch into the next stitch. And again we are alternating between chaining 2, so chain 2 now, and chaining 3. So here we chain 2 between the clusters, and here we chain 3. And now we will chain 3 and work another cluster stitch. And now we will chain 2 again and another cluster stitch. And chaining 3 and working our last cluster stitch. We will have 8 cluster stitches that will be the petals of the daisy. Okay, to finish the second round, chain 2. I already cut my yarn, then slip stitch into the top of the first cluster stitch, and then slip stitch into the next space. Now we will change color, so finish the slip stitch with the next color that you are using, and pull the yarn tight. And now we will continue to round 3. So to start round 3, we are starting to make a square now. So we will chain 5, and the chain 5 counts as 1 double crochet stitch and another 2 chain space. And now we will work 4 double crochet stitches into the same space, the same chain 3 space. So we are creating the corners of the square. So work 4 double crochet stitches. Now skip the cluster stitch and work 3 double crochet into the chain 2 space. Now we will skip the next cluster stitch and work a corner into the chain 3 space. So work 4 double crochet stitches. Then chain 2 to create the corner, and work another 4 double crochet stitches into the same chain 3 space. And now we are repeating, we are working 3 double crochet stitches into the chain 2 space. and then again making a corner into the 3 chain space. So work 4 double crochet stitches, then chain 2 and work another 4 double crochet stitches into the same chain 3 space. If you need, move the current stitches a bit aside so you will have enough space. And repeat in the next stitches. Work 3 double crochet stitches here, then work a corner and another 3 double crochet stitches into the last chain 2 space, and I will meet you at the end of the row. Okay, so I worked the last 3 double crochet stitches. Now to finish the round we need to complete this corner. So work 3 double crochet stitches into the first corner and keep the chain 5 to the left. Now slip stitch into the third chain, okay, and this is it for the third round. We turn the flower into a square, and now we will continue to round 4. Okay, so let's start by slip stitching into the next space. We are going to walk into the corner, then we will chain 2, which doesn't count as a stitch here, and we will walk a puff stitch into the space. So yarn over, insert the hook into the space and pull up the yarn, repeat 3 more times. Now we will yarn over and pull the yarn through 8 of the loops, and then we will yarn over and pull the yarn through the 2 remaining loops. Now we will chain 3 to create a corner and work another puff into the same space. So yarn over, insert the hook into the space, pull up a loop, repeat 3 more times, and yarn over and pull the yarn through 8 loops from the hook, then yarn over and pull the yarn through the 2 remaining loops. Now we will work a double crochet into each of the double crochet stitches, so don't forget the first double crochet here, and work a double crochet stitch until the next chain 2 corner. So when we reach the chain 2 corner, we will work the same as we did in the first corner. So work a puff stitch, again yarn over and pull up the yarn and repeat 3 more times, then yarn over and pull the yarn through 8 loops, then yarn over again and pull the yarn through 2 loops, chain 3 and work another puff into the same space. Then continue working a double crochet into each of the double crochet stitches. Don't forget the first one that is hiding in here, and work the corners. And then when you reach the last double crochet stitch, don't forget to work into the top of the chain 3 here, and then slip stitch into the top of the puff stitch. So continue, and I will meet you at the end of the round. Okay, so let's continue to round 5. We will start by slip stitching into the next space, the corner, then chain 1, which doesn't count as a stitch, and then we will work into the corner. We will start by working 2 single crochet, then chaining 2 to create the corner, and working another 2 single crochet into the same space. Now we are skipping the next puff stitch, which is this stitch that is hidden here, and then we will work a single crochet into each of the stitches until the chain 3 space. So again, work into each of the double crochet stitches, and then into the puff stitch, and we will work a corner, again work 2 single crochet into the space, chain 2, and work another 2 single crochet stitches, and we will skip the next puff and work a single crochet into each of the double crochet stitches and into the puff stitch, and then work a corner. So repeat a round, and I will meet you at the end of this round. Okay, so this is it. Cut the yarn and weave in the ends so that they won't be showing. Block your square if needed. You can find the full written instructions on my blog, Made by Guti. I will link everything below. Thank you.